Hello, my beautiful people. Happy Wednesday or whatever day of the week it is for you guys. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. So today I'm gonna talk about how to give up worrying about what other people think about you and instead focusing all that energy on what you think about yourself. And to first start even asking that question, what do you think about yourself? And how do you think it's influencing how you're living your life? Because I feel like this is one of the subjects that most of us struggle with, especially what I used to struggle with the most. It was, what are people out there going to think about me? Until then, I learned all the things that I know now. And yeah, I'm not going to say that it's not a battle every single day. It is. But again, it's about what you choose to do with your triggers, what you choose to do with your struggles. Are you choosing for your struggles to stop you, or are you choosing for them to actually propel you to move forward into the life that you are actually meant to be living in? So anyways, how to give up the concern for what other people think about you. And to first understanding, that really you don't have any control of what other people might think about you, whether they like you, whether they do not like you, whether they think that you're great, or whether they think that you're the worst. You truly don't. And why? Because we are all unique. We all come from different backgrounds, from different experience. We grew up with different beliefs, and even if you think that we're both, even if you're in the same place, even if you both went to the same concert, that person right next to you had a different experience than the one that you did. Even if you're in the same class, even if you're in the same job, whatever it is, what you perceive is not the same way that the person right next to you perceives that same experience. So this allows you a moment to just have more compassion, to open up your heart and to actually have more empathy into, hey, you know what? Actually, we all come from different backgrounds. So let me just let go of that control of whether or not somebody out there is going to agree with what it is that I'm doing or not. Because the truth of it all is, nobody is going to agree with you at an 100% like you want them to agree with you. And when you're able to let go of that, and but not even just to let go that they will not 100% agree. I'm not saying that they can or not agree, but in the sense that nobody's truly going to understand that same exact experience the way that you want it to be perceived, because we are all unique. We are all different. And this reminds me of, so last Monday I went to the Temple of the Universe, and one of the talks that he was saying, is, even if you think that you're with your partner for 50 years and you believe that, oh my God, they're your soulmate and you know them because, you spend so much time together and you do everything together, still, you do not know that person. You do not know exactly all the thoughts that's generating through their mind every single second of the day. And you don't know all of the different kind of fluctuating feelings that they have all throughout the day. Why? Because we all went through different experiences, and actually it's an invitation for you to open up your heart. And instead of getting into this victim, victim mentality of like, oh my God, why is this person telling me this about me, or like, why is this person upset at me, or like, what did I do wrong, or what did not do wrong? Just for a second, ask yourself, like, do I even know what's going on through that person's mind right now and heart? No, you do not. So this allows you a moment to just be more compassionate. Understand that all of us out there are dealing with our own struggles, our own traumas, our own past baggages, whatever it is that we have. And when you're able to have a more, open heart, you're able to see the world out there with different eyes. And not only are you able to see the world out there with different eyes, but you're able to connect more with other people. You know, ask more questions, be more curious, because we're never gonna know anybody to a full 100%. But when we're able to just step out of that victimhood mentality, we're able to have more space to actually, if what we want to do is connect with somebody else, it allows us that space to ask, you know, hey, maybe what this person told me, even though it was directly exactly at me, it has nothing to do with me. It has something to do with 5 years ago, I just triggered something that happened to that person 5 years ago. Because I'm telling you, when somebody is upset at you, it has nothing to do with you. It truly has nothing to do with you, because it has triggered something in them from their past experience that they're perceiving it in the sense that you're attacking them, when in reality you're not attacking them. It's just a trigger from their past. And I'm telling you, when you're able to see it like this, you're able to have a more open heart, because you're like, wow, you know, how can I help them, instead of, oh my God, I cannot believe you just did that or you just said that. You know, if our purpose is connection, we can take a step back and say, hey, you know what? Actually, it does not matter what others thinks about me, because it's actually what I think about myself. The only thing that I can control right now and in every single moment is truly what you think about yourself. You know, what do you actually think about yourself? Do you think you're great? You know, do you think you're confident? Do you think you're brave? Because at the end of the day, nobody knows all of the battles that you have had to fight to get to where you are today. You know, and if I were you, I would celebrate every single step of the way, anything that you do, because at the end of the day, your only true soulmate, you know, your only true best friend is going to be you to you, not somebody out there, because whatever you get out there is only temporary. It's only conditional. But the only one who can truly be there for you 100% all the time and can think the most beautiful and wonderful things of themselves is you to you. So instead of going out there and, you know, like having all these requirements that, hey, people are supposed to look at me a certain way, people are supposed to treat me a certain way, start demanding. If you want to demand anyone, you know, demand those things of yourself. You know, whenever you make a mistake, say, forgive yourself. You know, forgive yourself for making that mistake and pick yourself back up. Whenever you're overthinking, hey, you know what? I understand that this overthinking is not going to help me. So let me go ahead and make me a fast decision. Hey, whenever you see that the outcome did not turn out what you wanted it to be, talk to yourself nicely. And actually, instead of being stuck in that mentality of like, oh, I did everything wrong, because honestly, that's the kind of mentality that I get stuck to the most. And that is my biggest battle. It's whenever I see that I made a mistake and the outcome didn't turn out, I get into this, oh my God, Alexandra, you're doing everything wrong. But then I have practiced more and more being aware of my thoughts, you know? And that's another skill, because self-awareness, I'm telling you, that self-reflection that you do on yourself once a day, once a week, once a month, whatever it is, whatever you start. But I'm telling you, once you start doing that self-reflection on yourself, you're going to actually take a different route into the life that you actually want to be living in, because otherwise you're just gonna be stuck forever. You know, if there's no time for self-reflection, you know, it's like action with purpose, you know, intentional action, you know, conscious action versus just going unconscious and just taking action. Remember, I think I already said this in another video, but there's a balance in between self-reflection and, you know, stopping and saying, hey, you know, what can I do better? What can I celebrate that I did this past week, you know, versus, okay, now I know what my truth is, and now let me go take action towards the things that I have been avoiding or that I have been scared of. But self-reflection always allows you to just for one moment take a step back and see where it is in your life, you know, where are you not doing your best in what you think your best is at that moment, and how can you make, you know, from going from, I don't know, if there's a part of an aspect of your life that you're only giving it a 40%, you know, How can I take myself to a 45% effort, to a 50% effort, to a 60% effort? Because at the end of the day, also progress. Don't push yourself to go from 40% effort to 150% effort, because you can also burn yourself out. Again, it's all about consistency. You know, all those little steps that you take towards, you know, that goal that you want, or that future version of yourself that you want to be, it all counts. But again, you can start today with any tiny little step. And to give up that worry of what others out there might think about you, you know, to stop comparing yourself to other people's progress, stop comparing yourself. You know, this is something that I would do before me starting this YouTube channel. I would literally just compare myself to all the YouTube channels out there and say, wow, how am I gonna get there? You know, like, that just seems impossible. But then the more I learned, it's, hey, Alexandra, it's you against you. Whatever progress that you make today, it's just 1% more progress than the progress that you made yesterday. And it doesn't matter where you start. How you do anything is how you do everything. So anyways, give up the concern for what others thinks about you, because even if you tried, you know, your whole entire life to change what this one person thinks about you, it's just out of your control. No matter what you do, you know, you can fight, you can get upset, you can get sad, you can, whatever you do, you know, whatever kind of control that you want to have over what other people think about you, seriously, is just not reality. Because we're all different. And if you do not have power over what other people think about you, then what you do have power is, hey, use that opportunity for when somebody gets upset at you to connect with them, you know, to understand what it is that's truly happening to them. And I'm not saying like you have to say, hey, what are you doing? But it just allows you a moment to step back and realize that, I'm telling you, that moment that is happening in front of you has nothing to do with you. You know, that person getting upset with you at that moment has nothing to do with you. You just triggered them something from their past. And it's an invitation for you to be more compassionate, for you to have more empathy, for you to care more about others, you know? And that's a beautiful part, that whenever I shifted my mindset to, oh my God, how could this person say this about me, to like, oh, hey, like, this person in reality just is asking for love at this moment. There's something that I triggered at this moment from their past, and like, how can I help them? You know, and at the end of the day, connection, you know, how can you connect with people? How can you allow others to know that, hey, they're not alone? Because that's for another video. But honestly, allow your heart to be open, allow your heart to be adaptable, allow your heart to listen to others' ideas, you know, allow your heart to not bring in experiences from your past, but instead try to actually active listening. You know, what is this person actually trying to tell me? You know, instead of, hey, this person did me wrong, this person is thinking this about me. No, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you can control is what you think about yourself. So start working on what you think about yourself. You know, start asking yourself, what do I think about myself? You know, I think I'm doing a good job, a great job? Am I always criticizing myself? Because that's where the problem actually is. It's what are you thinking about yourself? It's not what are other people thinking about me. Anyways, this is a calling for self-reflection and asking yourself that question, really opening up a piece of paper, even listening to your mind, you know, because usually beliefs are those kind of thoughts that we have repeatedly all throughout the day, and it's constant. Even if it's self-criticizing yourself, you know, whatever it is, write it down and honestly start shifting your perspective. Like, for instance, for me, when I would always say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, I started saying, I do know exactly what I'm doing. And any single decision that I make is the right decision to make, because at the end of the day, you can learn from every single decision that you make, and you can learn from every single action that you make. So anyways, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.